إن الحمد لله نحمده تعالى ونستعينه ونستهديه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله تعالى من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما ثم أما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. All praise is due to Allah, so we praise Him, we turn back to Him, we seek refuge with Allah from the evils of ourselves, from the evil consequences of our deeds, whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guides to the right, there is none to lead him astray. And may His peace and blessings be upon Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, his household and his companions. So today inshallah we talk about the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Alkareeb. So Alkareeb is translated as the close. The close here means, in a very simple English term, is the one who is close. Close to what? Close to you. Close to His servant. Now, this name has been mentioned in the Quran 3 times. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَإِذَا سَأْلَكَ عِبَادِي عَنِّي فَإِنِّي قَرِيبٌ أُجِيبُ دَعْوَةَ الدَّاعِ إِذَا دَعَانِ فَلْيَسْتَجِيبُوا لِي وَلْيُؤْمِنُوا بِي فَلْيُؤْمِنُوا لِي وَلْيَسْتَجِيبُوا لِي لَعَلَّهُمْ يَرْشُدُونَ. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that if my servants ask you about me, talking to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, if people come to you asking you about Allah, asking you about the one who created them, reply back and say, Inni Qareeb. That's the name of Allah we are talking about today. Inni Qareeb. Say, I am close. أجيب دعوة الداعي إذا دعان. I answer the prayers, the supplication of those who request and ask for things from me. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, so let them obey me and let them believe in me, so that they may be guided. In this verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He mentioned His name Al-Qareeb, it was very well related to the fact that He is the one who answers prayers. So this comes with that. So meaning that one of the very important meanings of the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Al-Qareeb is it the one who answers your prayer, who answer your need. When you need help and you ask, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is very close to you and He is the one who answers. You see, it's a human being nature that when we are in trouble, even if you are not religious, even if you are not Muslim, even if you are atheist, and that, real life is telling you that when you are in real trouble, like you're on an aircraft which is falling down and ship in the middle of the sea, it's about to flip over, everybody is going to drown, then everybody starts praying right away. This is in recognition, actually, to the fact that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Qareeb, is very close. If any of those people doubted that Allah is close, and He sees, and He knows, and He hears, and He is capable, then none of them would have requested help at that time. But it's recognition. But because of our weakness, we recognize that at the moment of extreme trouble. But if the extreme trouble is not there, you don't recognize that. But the good believers, they are in a continuous state of understanding that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is close to them. Is close to your heart, is close to you with His knowledge, with His power, with Him subhanahu wa ta'ala knowing every single detail of what you are going through every single second of your life. Al-Hasan al-Basri, one of the great scholars, during the time of Al-Hajjaj, most of you know that Al-Hajjaj he was a tyrant, right? He was a tyrant. He was just, he was just an unbelievable man, unjust. He killed some of the companions of the Prophet ﷺ. He is very strange person. If you read his biography and you know what he did when he was living, very strange. So at the time, Al-Hasan al-Basri was, doing the right thing and, talking to people, educating them, saying the truth, and he does not have the fear of, that if he says the truth, that Al-Hajjaj can actually harm him significantly. So one day Al-Hajjaj was sitting in his palace, surrounded by people, and when news reached him what Al-Hasan is saying, he became extremely angry, and he said, I'll show you what I'm going to do to him. I will show you his blood being shed. This is going to be his last moment. And he calls for a sayyaf. A sayyaf is like the person who, executes people. At the time, the way you execute people, there was no bullets, there was no bombing, there was just basically swords, right? So a sayyaf is the person who have the sword, and he just chop off people's heads. So he called him, and he sent requesting for Al-Hasan to go to him in his palace. And he said, now you will see, I'm going to drink from his blood. So Al-Hasan comes in, and as he is coming in, and seeing the setup and seeing the sayyaf standing there, so one of the servants saw Al-Hasan saying something. His mouth is moving. He's saying something. And he keeps, saying that thing until he goes in. And then Al-Hasan says, come, sit here. So he sits. Come sit close to me. He sits close to him. He requests food and good hosting for him. They bring it. He requests perfume from him. The way they used to, when you want to be generous to the one you are hosting, you get like very, expensive, good perfume, and you sort of give him. He requests that. He starts talking to him very kindly. He says, you're a great scholar, and very well respected among us. We really like to listen to your opinion. And he keeps talking to him very softly, very nicely. And then he stands up when Al-Hasan was leaving, and he walks with him until he takes him to the door of the palace, and then he goes out. So the servant who have seen this rushes out after Al-Hasan. And he says, by Allah, explain to me what just happened. You don't know that Al-Hajjaj, when he sent requesting you, he had a pretty bad plan for you. But then he suddenly 180 degrees changed everything he told us. So by Allah, tell me what happened. He said, when I was coming in and I saw the setup and I saw Sayyaf standing and I know the way he got me and I know my opinions and what I speak, so I started doing dua. And I said, Ya Allah, you are the one. You see, people looking at him, he was just moving his mouth. That's it. But look how his heart is connected to Alkareeb. Allah, the one who is very close. Right? He says, Ya Allah, you are the one whom I rush to you when I'm in distress. Ya Allah, you are the one whom when I am alone, I have that good feeling staying close to you. Ya Allah, I'm asking you to make my meeting with Al-Hajjaj cool and safe, as you have made Ibrahim alayhi salam thrown in fire feel cool and safe. So he talked to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah is Alkareeb. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as the verse says, why did we begin today? We begin with the verse that mentions the name of Allah Alkareeb. It says, إِذَا سَأَلَكَ عِبَادِي عَنِّي, if my servants ask you about me, فَإِنِّي قَرِيب, answer them and say, I am Qareeb, I am very close. أُجِيبُ دَعْوَةَ الدَّاعِ إِذَا دَعَانِ, I answer the prayers of those who pray and request my help. I answer them. Right? So, you see, it's amazing. It's something that, it's one of the most beautiful things is to be continuously connected to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and feel that He is the one who is very close to you. He can hear your prayer. He can help you out. Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The meaning of Alkareeb was also reflected in what happened to Yunus alayhi salam. So Yunus alayhi salam was in the belly of the whale, right? In the bottom of the ocean. Do you imagine if this was your situation? You know, the whale eats about what? Like a couple tons of fish. What would the weight of Yunus alayhi salam be? 70 kilograms, 80 kilograms, right? He's in the belly of the whale, in the middle of the sea, at the ocean floor. But he just very simply, in the middle of all this, talks to Allah, saying very few words. Very few. As the Quran says, he says, لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إني كنت من الظالمين. He says, Ya Rabb, there is no God but you. I indeed have been among those who are unjust. Meaning, I have committed injustice. I did something wrong. And there is no God but you. So he says this dua. Who can help you in a situation like this? Now let's say you are there, like in the middle of the way, in the middle of the sea, down there in the darkness. Right? Whom can you call for help? Answer is no one. Nobody can help you. Whatever you say, nothing is going to happen. It's done. But when he said that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Alkareeb. You see, we use that statement. If you're going to meet someone and you feel like, fearful, say, hey, come with me. You want to pick someone, hey, come with me, and stay close. Your son, he's afraid to go somewhere. He comes, takes your hand. And if you're trying to, leave his hand and go away, he holds it tight. He wants you to be there. He wants you to stay there, to stay close. This is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is close to you. But the most important thing to qualify for that when you ask and help is maintain a good relationship. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَلْيَسْتَجِيبُوا لِي. So listen to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and believe in Him. And then you get all the goodness out of this. We're going to continue next khutbah, inshallah. The name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Al-Qareeb. وجود دعاء اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا وإسرافنا في أمرنا